It's time to fire this thing up.
Welcome aboard ShipShape TV Essentials. This is your port of call for the most impactful upgrades, expert advice, and hands-on solutions from seasons past. This episode is proudly brought to you by SureHold, because anything worth doing is worth doing bright. From cleaning to protecting and perfecting, SureHold has everything you need to keep your boat shining. Don't just go boating, go showboating. Now, let's hoist anchor and set a course for another exciting episode of ShipShape TV Essentials.
If boating's your game, then you agree. ShipShape is the way to be. Out on the lake or on the sea, ShipShape means trouble-free. ShipShape means being neater. ShipShape makes boat work easier. ShipShape is the way to go. The ShipShape Boat Care Show.
Thanks for tuning in this week to ShipShape TV. I'm your host, John Greviskis, and today we're going to be installing a Northstar 951X global positioning system on this classic 1961 Bertram. We'll also be showing you the difference between the GPS and the DGPS, and of course we'll be showing you a new boat now being offered on a segment we call What's Hot on the Water. Now the GPS that we're going to be installing today will not only aid in your navigation, but will also help in making your boat shipshape.
ShipShape, America's favorite boat improvement show, is being brought to you in part by Boatorama, the Robin Hood of the boating business. And by 94.3 The Beach, your station for rock and roll oldies. And by RPM Diesel Engine Company, so much more than an engine company. We now return to ShipShape TV.
Welcome back to the show. Today's a very special day here at ShipShape TV. We have on staff now a very talented master marine craftsman who's been in the marine industry for over 20 years, who's also a crew chief on the offshore powerboat circuit, and a good friend, Nick Scafidi. Nick, welcome to the show. Tell us what project we're going to be doing today.
John, today we're going to show the people at home how to properly install a Northstar 951X GPS system.
Now, why have we selected the Northstar?
There's many reasons, John. The Northstar, in my opinion, is one of the most accurate and durable units on the market today. It's capable of monitoring up to 12 of the 24 satellites that the United States government has launched into orbit. Now, GPS is a system designed by the Department of Defense. This system is a way to simplify accurate navigation. The GPS is a receiver. It takes the signals that are transmitted by the satellite, uses triangulation, and tells the boat owner or navigational aid exactly where they're located.
Nick, technology is getting so cool. Can you tell us the tools that we're going to need for today's project?
John, today we're going to be using a cordless drill, a VOA meter, wire cutters, crimpers, soldering gun, and solder.
While we're gathering up our tools for today's project, let's take a look at this boat. I think you'll like it. Today on What's Hot on the Water, we're going to take a look at a fun machine. We're going to take a look at the Sea Ray 175 with my good friend George Trossett, the owner of Brevard Boat Sales. George, this is a great boat. Tell me about it.
We're really proud to be selling the Sea Ray 175. It's an exciting boat. With the 175 bow rider, you've got seating for 8 people. It's got the back-to-back seats behind the windshield, jump seats on each side of the motor. We've got room for the wife, the husband, the kids' friends. We can fit them all in this one.
George, you call this the family fun machine, and I can see why. You know, this is a great boat to get into. You might be stepping up from a jet boat, getting into this. This might be your first boat. This is a great boat to get into. Tell us why.
Well, with a boat like this, it's fun to get out and water ski. You can boat ride. You've got your knee boarding, and the kids love the wakeboarding now. It's kind of like snowboarding.
Oh, it's so much fun. You know, that's why we moved to Florida, is we have all of this great weather. and we have all this great water. We've got fresh water in Central Florida, you've got the Intercoastal Waterway, as well as that great big ocean out there, and when you're talking in the summertime, that baby gets flat as glass, and this is a fun boat to go out there and just have a blast on.
Well, the other nice part about this boat, it's small enough that it's easy to trailer. So loading and unloading the boat is never a problem. We can drop it in the Intercoastal on the Indian River here. We can go over to St. Johns River in Central Florida. You can tow it down to the Keys, do a little Keys fishing and skin diving.
That is so fun. Let's talk about the power on this boat. How fast will it go? What kind of engine does it come with?
Well, it's a Merc Cruiser engine, and this boat, believe it or not, runs close to 50 miles an hour.
Wow, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'll go.
Oh, that's great. You were talking about backing the trailer into the water and everything. What about in the saltwater environment? What kind of trailer is it?
Well, it's galvanized, of course, so it won't rust
right
when it goes near the salt water.
Fantastic. Let's talk about price on this boat, George. Are we going to be able to afford a boat like this? This is a Sea Ray. I mean, this is good.
You know, everybody thinks that Sea Rays are a little too expensive for them. They think they might not be able to afford a Sea Ray, but on this model, it's not a problem. $12,900, boat motor trailer, and we're talking about turnkey boating. Comes with life jackets, fire extinguisher, all your Coast Guard equipment.
That is great. That is great. You're not stopping there at that price, $12,900. You've got these $1,000 coupons. Tell us about those.
Well, we have a few of the coupons left. Sea Rays was generous enough to share some coupons with us. We get another $1,000 discount. So actually, we can sell this boat for $11,900. Boat motor trailer, fully equipped.
Fantastic. What would that equate to a monthly payment?
Well, it is a Sea Ray 175, so how about $175 a month?
That is affordable. You know, if you're thinking about getting into boating, $175 can do that. George, you've got a boat show coming up February 28th. Tell us about that.
Well, it's the Great Brevard Boat Show. This will be our 9th annual. It's right here at Brevard Boat Sales. We're in West Cocoa. We're on Highway 520. We're halfway between US 1 and I-95.
Real quick, give us a phone number.
635-9333.
George, thanks for showing us the Sea Ray 175. If you're interested in this boat, come on down quickly and talk with George Trossett. You'll be glad you did.
John, that was definitely one hot boat.
We're talking about some serious family recreation. How about working on a boat like that? And that's what this show's all about. Nick, we left off gathering up some tools for the project. What do we do first?
John, let's start off by deciding where we'll mount the head unit as well as the GPS beacon receiver. The beacon receiver is best mounted high. This gives it a 360-degree view of the horizon. In this particular case, we've chosen to use a mast extension to give us that view.
Now, Nick, what are the actual components of the Northstar 951X?
John, that's another reason that I really like the Northstar, simplicity. We have the head, which is this piece of equipment here, the antenna, also known as the beacon receiver, and a one-piece wiring harness, and that's it. Let's start by feeding the antenna wire through the mast extension. Once through, we'll make our antenna coupler connections.
And we'll get into that right after this quick break. Stay with us.
Shipshape TV will be right back. Gloria Piedmont of New York, New York asks, is there any legal requirement for me to insure my boat? Answer coming up from maritime attorney Gail Hawks right after this.
No more frozen snaps and zippers with the SureHold Snap Stick. The easy-to-apply wax is specifically designed to lubricate snaps, zippers, and other mechanical fasteners that are susceptible to corrosion. Add protection and lubricate valuable parts in just a matter of seconds. Stop fighting with snaps and zippers and add a quick dab of water-resistant SureHold Snap Stick. SureHold, clean and simple.
Here is today's maritime law question. Is there any legal requirement for me to insure my boat?
The short answer is no, there's no requirement to insure your vessel. Unless you've obligated yourself to do so contractually. And the most common situations are when you finance your boat or when you put your boat in a marina or some other storage facility. In those cases, you may be required to have liability insurance, you may be required to have hull insurance. If you don't keep your boat insured, then you stand a chance of being held in breach of contract and either losing your boat or being told to vacate the facility.
If you have a question for maritime attorney Gail Hawks, leave it with the ShipShape TV memo board on the World Wide Web, www.spectacular.com/ShipShape-TV.
As the owner or operator of a vessel, you can be cited, arrested, or have your craft seized for various infractions of the law. When that happens, you need a maritime attorney. My name is Gail Hawks, and I handle DUI boating cases, vessel seizures, oil spills, Coast Guard license actions, and other maritime matters.
When you need a maritime attorney, call the law offices of Gail Hawks, 305-666-8040, or toll free at 800-490-8275.
And now back to the project.
Welcome back. We've been installing a GPS unit today on the show, and we're to the point of the project where we're going to be installing the antenna coupler connection. Nick, can you give us a heads up?
Well, John, the antenna wire is an RG59 coaxial cable with a solid inner core. We want to be careful when using our cable strippers not to cut the inner core wire. I'll be cutting approximately 5/8 of an inch back, exposing the inner core. I'll then peel back the outer shield, also commonly known as the ground. We want to be sure to slide the cable nut down the cable. We'll be using that a little later. Next, we'll take the center pin and solder it to the center core wire. Once cool enough to handle, we'll then take the coupler, slide it back onto the cable, bring our cable nut up, and screw into place.
Now that the antenna connection has been made, we can mount the antenna. But before we can screw the two pieces together, we need to preload the wire. And what that is we want to twist our antenna wire about 10 to 15 turns in this case, because that's how many threads we have on this piece. And we want to turn it in a counterclockwise rotation. That way, when we screw the two pieces together clockwise, we're not going to have any binding or pulling on that antenna wire.
We are now going to mount and install the GPS head unit on the dash. We've chosen this particular location because of its proximity to the helm seat. Also, the 951X unit is equipped with an internal chart system. This chart system allows the boater to plan a trip in advance or know exactly where his location is at any given time. Typically, the GPS would be mounted on this factory bracket. What we've done here, I've built a custom fiberglass box. This box is going to house the GPS unit, keep it waterproof, and also maintain the lines of this classic 1961 Bertram.
Once you locate where you're going to put the head unit, it's time to drill a hole for the wire harness and the cable. Nick, here you go.
Thanks, John.
You want to select the right size bit or hole saw to accommodate the wire. A hole too small can cause the wires to chafe, and a hole too large will allow salt water in, and we all know that salt water and wires don't mix well.
Here we go, John.
Nick, what can we do to help waterproof this?
John, I like to use a clamshell. Remember, whenever installing a clamshell or drilling into fiberglass, always try to remember to pre-drill your mounting holes. This prevents any cracking or chafing in the fiberglass. Another good idea, after all the holes are drilled, take your Phillips bit, which you're going to need anyway, take the tips of your screw holes and route them out. By doing this, we again prevent any gel coat from chipping or cracking upon installation. Once you've snaked all your wires through, we can then go ahead and install our clamshell. Now that our clamshell's installed, we're going to fill it up with silicone. This is going to give us a completely waterproof seal.
We were talking about the difference between the regular GPS and the differential GPS at the top of the show. Let's take a closer look at how the differential global positioning system actually works. The GPS was developed to give pinpoint accuracy anywhere in the world. The satellites that the U.S. government launched give out signals so exact that the military had to scramble them for defense purposes. This is called selective availability. They don't want other countries using our pinpoint accuracy against us. Now, what the differential GPS is a correction-based signal using broadcasted AM radio frequencies to help with the distortion. By mounting a separate antenna on the boat owner can obtain accuracy within 9 feet rather than a few hundred feet the standard GPS gives. And that's how the differential GPS works.
Now that we know the difference between GPS and differential GPS, let's finish the installation of this Northstar unit. First thing we need to do is to find the boat's fuse block. When doing this, it's best to use either a test light or a VOA meter to make sure we're hooking our power wires to the right place. This is a standard VOA meter. We've clipped one lead to a ground block. We're now going to look for a hot source. Here we have an open fuse ready to make our connections. If your boat does not have an available fuse on the fuse block, it's best to install an inline fuse such as this one. But please, do not hook up the power wires to your piece of electronics without a fuse. Now that we know where our power is in our boat, we're going to make our electrical connections. Now, typically, red is positive and black is negative. But please consult your owner's manual to make sure that's how your pieces are wired. Okay, now that our connections are made, finally we're going to tie up any loose or excess wires. We want to do this because in heavy seas with the boat bouncing around, we don't want any wires to pull out or make a bad connection, causing a failure at the worst time. John, looks like we're ready to fire it up. Why don't you do the honors?
I'll do that, as well as show you how to interface our GPS with our Furuno fish finder right after these short messages.
Here's what's coming up next on ShipShape TV.
Do it all with a SureHold telescoping handle. Designed with the easy-to-use SureLock quick release system, compatible with over 50 different attachments, transforming it into a deck brush handle, squeegee handle, swivel pad base handle, chamois mop handle, camera handle, floor broom handle, boat hook handle, water blade handle, landing net handle, even a threaded handle for equipment you already own, and more. Fully telescopic for easy storage or adjusting to the perfect length. Each SureHold telescoping handle is proudly made in the USA and is truly the one handle that does it all. SureHold. Clean and simple.
If you have a marine-related business, put your advertising message right here in front of over 5 million homes in Florida. For advertising rate information, call area code 561-626-1439. We now return to ShipShape.
Welcome back to the show. We left off before the break powering up our GPS unit. Nick, why don't you give us some highlights?
John, as you can see here, this machine has acquired. We have longitude and latitude numbers shown on the screen. This particular piece of equipment, as we mentioned earlier, is also equipped with a Navionics chart. What that is it's showing us our exact position. You can see here by the detail we have the docks and the marina in which we're currently moored.
It actually shows the slip we're in.
That's correct. You can see there's a boat in the slip, and this is the marina and all the finger docks. We can also go in and find out what our tides are anywhere in the world at any time. If you're planning a trip and you want to know whether the tide's going to be high or low at the place of your destination, this machine can also let you know.
Nick, real quick, show us how to interface the two machines.
Okay, what we're going to do is let the two pieces of equipment talk to each other. That's done with what's called NMEA. That's a format made by the National Marine Electronics Association, which is digital data so the two machines can speak to each other.
Now, why would you want a couple of machines talking to one another?
Main reason, John, would be navigation. For example, an autopilot. A lot of guys will take and set in a waypoint or chart a course, turn the machine on and turn the autopilot on, and let this unit drive the boat to where you want to go.
Well, Nick, while you finish up interfacing, let's take a look at some of the different GPSs now on the market. We have the pleasure of having Don Carson with us today from Larry Smith Electronics. Don, I was hoping you could tell us the different types of GPS units that are available.
Okay, well, there are basically four types of GPS units. Your handheld type, then a fixed-mounted type, a differential GPS, and then a chart plotting GPS, which actually puts the position of the boat on a chart system.
So you've got like 4 groups of electronics. How many different models do people have to select from?
There are about 25 different manufacturers of GPS out there.
What do we have laid out here?
Well, here we have, starting on this side, the Magellan GPS 3000, which would be a low-end handheld type unit, battery-powered.
Right.
Okay. That just gives a latitude-longitude readout.
This is real popular. A lot of smaller boat owners are going to this type of GPS.
That's correct, yes. It's also a good backup on the larger boats.
What do we have here?
Okay, this would be the Magellan Meridian XL. It's a little higher end unit than the 3000 model. This one has a track plotter, which would actually show your path as you've drifted over the bottom fishing, something of that nature.
Okay.
Also has latitude, longitude readout, course direction, that sort of thing. So
Great.
gives you a little more information.
What do we have here?
This is a Leica MX400. This unit would be a fixed-mounted GPS. It offers a lot of the same features that you'd find in the higher-end handhelds, but you, of course, can mount it on the boat permanently.
Sure, sure. Next, this is a differential.
Yes, that's a differential Cytex GPS 9D. That'll give you better accuracy out of the GPS signal, something on the order of about 6 feet. These are very popular with fishermen.
Okay. And then finally, the one that we're installing today.
Right, the Northstar.
The Northstar.
This one has the chart plotting capabilities as well as the differential, so you can pinpoint yourself right on a chart.
What are the hottest selling models right now?
Right now, the Northstar would probably be the #1 selling model. The Cytex unit's also been very popular for the smaller boat crowd that don't want to, pay the money for a Northstar.
What about the handhelds?
Handhelds have been very popular with the small boaters, your recreational divers, weekend fishermen, that sort of thing.
Well, thanks, Don. We've got a few minutes left over. Let's utilize them by answering some of your questions.
And now here's some answers to the questions you left on our internet site.
We've got Larry Dugan of Key Largo. Larry writes in, "Dear Shipshape, I need a new propeller for my boat. I'd like to know what the advantages are of a stainless steel prop over an aluminum propeller." Larry, that's a good question. I think your main reason to buy a stainless over aluminum would be overall durability. The stainless prop, if you were to hit ground, run through sand, typically is going to have very little damage, easily to be repaired, versus an aluminum, which you might break a blade and completely destroy the prop. You may buy 3 to 4 aluminum props to every 1 stainless, so you should probably just go ahead and get the stainless one the first time. Second thing would be performance. When you're underway, an aluminum prop will have a tendency to flex. That flexing changes the pitch, which could hurt you in overall performance. Thanks for writing in, Larry.
Well, that's about all the time we have for this week's show. I'd like to again thank Don Carson of Larry Smith Electronics, as well as Captain Peter Fallon, the owner of this classic 1961 Bertram. Until next week, guys, keep your boat shipshape.
If boating's your game,
Sorry, I didn't do that.
It's okay. We float. It's a wrap.
is the
Okay, thanks. Thanks. Nick, where'd you leave the wire cutters?
on the sea. Shipshape means trouble-free. Shipshape means being easier.
We can go ahead and install our clamshell.
Right.
Pete, you pulled too hard.
We have on staff with us now a very talented master marine craftsman. I'm about to sneeze. Take your headphones off.
If you have any questions for us, write them down and send them to Shipshape TV. Attention Project Director, P.O. Box 31561, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida 33420.